Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm your host with the most, William Murray. We've just heard the starting lineup for both teams here, and kickoff time for the championship of the NCCAA. Yesterday, Covenant pulled off a victory over Campbellsville 4-1 after going down one goal in the first 2 minutes or minute in the game. And they came back, equalized after about 30 seconds. And after that, it was all come all Covenant, sorry. And here we see a nice good 1-2 combination, nice little back heel leg, little cheekiness. And Union so far having a good understanding with the players, which is they lacked that a bit yesterday. So let's see if they improved that and worked on it today. That was my opinion about their style. Even though they won the game 8-0, they didn't look completely in charge of the game where it pertains to passing the ball and having that confidence. But here we see Covenant, who has that never die attitude. You heard them chanting earlier today, trying to inject some fear into Union, but thus far it hasn't worked its magic as yet. I almost said voodoo, but I'm not too sure if I could say voodoo, but but it hasn't worked its magic as yet. Union here gaining some possession. It's Krista Andreasen on the ball. Big Norwegian. Passes to Pedro, his sidekick for the whole season in the centre back. Here's Clayton Martin, a newcomer, a freshman. Allison. Pedro with a big distribution to find Diego. Diego couldn't control and keep it to himself, but Clayton pushes past, and there's a professional foul, as we will call it, by number 8 of Covenant. That's Chris Piffer. I know Union is looking for some revenge after playing them and falling to immaculate goal, I have to call it, last season by... Here we see some good pinball here in the area. Good cross there from Allison to find Diego in the back post. Diego played it back across the face of the goal, unable to pick out his counter partner, Guilherme Reis, trying to break that record. Second most goal in a Union career. That partnership has been proven crucial and vital here. Here's Pedro on the ball. Picks out Allison. Allison just smashes the ball into his face. Didn't mean to do it. You can hear the whole crowd and the press box grab their face and say, ooh. I know how that feels. That ball to face doesn't feel good at all. It feels as if you have an extra face on your face. It swells up. It feels like it's swollen and numb and everything. Clayton Martin underneath the ball, finds Diego. Diego tries to bring it down. Falls to Chris. Chris lays it off. Referee seen an infringement there. Probably on Diego, trying to recover the ball outside of the realms of the game. Here's number 20 on the ball, Hunter Harrison. Playing the ball into the box. Heiner comes out, and Union is a goal. Oh, okay. Probably the assistant referee saw offside or a goal. There's Kemal striding down the line, pulling out of that tackle smartly. That's pretty scary there for Union. Union has to be careful, be mindful of that. Long ball into the area. You know they're gonna look for their player of the my player of the game yesterday. That was Matt Hudnut. It's Diego pickpocketing, getting off a shot and pulling it wide, way wide of the uprights on the target. But good idea from Diego Santos, pickpocketing the defender, the midfield player, sorry, of Covenant, finding some space in front of the goal, 20 yards out, having a shot, trying to keep the defense line and the goalkeeper of Covenant honest. Here's the goal kick. Clayton challenges for the ball. Jamie Foxx putting in a tackle there. Here's number 6 of Covenant on the ball. That's David. Ball played over the top. There's Pedro challenging. Covenant gets the ball into the box and Cristiano Andreasen is yet to intercept it and clears his lines for a throw into Covenant. Covenant here looking to have a long throw into the box. Pedro underneath there. Here's a back post challenge. And Matt trying an uncharacteristic volley with the back of his heel. He overstepped the ball, so he tried to get a connection with the ball. But if he had left it, his partner would have probably have a better opportunity. Once again, the long ball into the box being effective for Covenant and Union unable to deal with it properly. Here's Heino with the goal kick. Goes short to Alisson. Alisson taking some space. Plays it long for Diego. Here's Chris on the ball. Ball over the top. Pedro underneath it. Ball headed back to Heine, and Heine claiming the ball. Getting into that challenge and getting in the face of Matt. Here's Diego. Diego riding. Brian trying to one-two with Diego, but not on the same page. Jamie settling the ball, finding Alisson. Alisson trying to be cheeky and get past get past Chris, but Chris winning out that challenge here. Ball over the top. Could he keep it in? Yes, he gets to it. As number 6, David. Cross ball, back post. And Chemo there to clear his line, to help us defend. Here's number 17 on the ball for Covenant. Plays it off to Chris, number 8. Chris lifts his head. Didn't see the challenge of Diego. And the defender for Covenant had to clear his line. Union gaining back possession. Here's Clayton, almost being pickpocketed, but gets past the defender. Uses his space. Finds some room. Slowing down, finds the feet of Brian, opening up his space. Here's Union now keeping some possession in the Covenant's half. Chip, Crockrell giving away the ball, trying to switch the play, but going all the way back. And instead of finding his own player, finds a Covenant player. But Pedro intercepting the ball, and Union now not connecting much passes here and giving up the ball too easily. And here's Covenant with some possession, playing the ball, keeping the ball on the floor, and finding Matt on the far side of Covenant offside. Union a bit disoriented for the time being. A couple bad decisions being made, passing the ball. But here's Krista. Krista finding the feet of the record breaker, or striving record breaker, Guilherme Reis from Brazil. Heine here directing traffic, finds the feet of Pedro. Pedro with time, lifts his head, plays it out wide to the near side here to Krista. Krista lifts his head, goes short, gives away the ball. Again uncharacteristic of Union. Pedro stepping in, clearing the ball and falling to the feet of Chemo. Here's Alisson. Long ball again to no one. Union looking for that counter attack, and they're looking to score that quick goal, but not making the right decisions in doing it. Here's number 4. Taylor. Ball played into the box and cleared high and wide by Covenant's goalkeeper. Here's Chris on the ball for Covenant. Chip ball to pick out Matt. Matt letting it run. Goes off for Union's throw-in. Philip Tan is not here with us today. He had prior engagements. He sends his regards to everyone out there. Sorry that he couldn't be here with you guys. And he left me in charge, quote unquote. Do your thing. But no worries. I have Tom, the cameraman, here with me. And one of Union's varsity players who's on the injured list, Caleb Mills. And the rest of the press box, my boss man, Steve. And his lovely assistant, recently, who has a beautiful voice. Sang the national anthem yesterday for the 2 games. And she's been blessed with an awesome voice. But back to the action. Here's Clayton. Working his way, getting past 2 defenders, making some headway into the box. Ball played across. And Diego hiding behind his defender. Not getting into that first post as he would like to. Here's Jamie on the ball. Jamie plays it out the Chip. Chip to Hayes. Controls, works his way down the line, cuts back inside, tries to lay it off the Chip. Chip slides in, and Covenant recovers the ball in their halves and makes some headway. His Chip recovering. Ball laid off. A 1v1 here with Matt and Pedro, but quickly chances change. Good recovery run there by Krista. He was here at the half line, and he followed his player all the way to the end. Excellent run and excellent ball movement by Covenant. That was Taylor, between Taylor Harrison and Matt, my player of the game yesterday. Let's see if he lives up to the standard today again. Very smart forward and player. Matt there just flinging Kemal Gogic away off from the ball. Has to be really strong to do that, because Kemal is not that weak of a player. But here's Krista on the ball. Plays it long for Hayes. Hayes on it, flicks it off to Diego. Diego back to Hayes. Tries a 1-2 to him again, but off the belly of the recovering defender, number 12, Jay Boyd. Here's Hayes giving away the ball, and Matt on it. Number 12, Jay Boyd on the ball, playing it long. A good distribution here. Here's a 3-3 opportunity. Quickly, there's a runner, number 6 on the back post. Free as a bird. Here's Heiner, comes out and makes the save. Makes himself big and broad, but recovering really well there. Sorry, with a great run there was number 6, David Taffy, with a back post run. No one from the Union defense seeing him back post. Chip was caught out of position, and it was a big hole over Christian Andreasen back. And again, Union escaping one of those long ball opportunities. Oh, but all credits to Heiner, who's having an awesome game and an awesome season since coming in and coming back from Brazil. Keeping them in the game, keeping the scoreline 0-0. Is Heiner Hayes with a save. Here's Jamie. Jamie the Chip. Chip trying to find Brian, unable to, but double teaming and tackling. Here's Diego. Brian to Diego again. And Union's connecting some passes, which is good to see. They haven't been making many of those, but They have been getting caught out of position too easily. Here's Diego on the ball, back to Chip, over his head. Matt getting into the mix here with Chip. He is the danger player for Covenant. Him and number 16 have a good duo going on. That's Garrison Dale. And number 4 as well. Tyler, sorry. Union needs to settle the ball much more efficiently than what they have been doing thus far. Seemingly trying to rush the game. There's a throw in here with Chip on the near side. There's number 12 playing it out. Jay Boyd had an excellent game yesterday and once again being motivated by his teammates here again today. We have a special guest amongst us. Oh, she snuck in. There's Hayes on the ball. Trying to find Brian on the overlap, but unable to. There's Andreasen here with the recovery and lays it off easy for Heine, who has kept Union in the game thus far with 2 saves and 1 for sure 1v1 save. It's Crystal back to Heine. Union working the ball really well out of the back, but once they get into the attacking half, they can't seem to connect proper passes. There's Chip. Brian Castro leaving the throw in here for Chip. Chip finds Diego. Diego brings it on his chest. Diego to Clayton. Clayton out wide to Allison. Allison to Kemal. Kemal, couple step overs there. Getting past his defender. Puts it in the box. And Diego finding a toe in the near post, but finds it outside of the side netting. It's good. Finally, Union is creating some opportunities here. With Kemal there on the far side, connecting with Diego Santos inside the box. Diego needs to do a lot more of those runs near post. Ball laid off. Here's Hayes playing it all wide to Brian. Brian taking 1 touch, possibly 1 too many. Could have seen his intention. Wanted to cross the ball, but opted not to. And was just out-muscled there by his little indecisiveness. Like I said, we have a special guest amongst us. One of the Lady Bulldogs, Madison Purdy, who unfortunately fell to the defeat yesterday 1-0 to Campbellsville. I heard about the game. 3 shots, 1 scored, and you all had many opportunities. I heard Deanna Lynn hit the uprights. I heard the defender for Whitney Kramer's shot on goal. The defender came out of nowhere and cleared her lines. But and I heard the goal that was scored was a lot of pinball action, and then it snuck in between Emily Crane and the uprights on the corner. The pinball hit off her leg and just settled in the back of the net. A hard way to lose, but back to the action. Here's Brian finding Diego. Diego keeping some ball possession in Union's half. They need to keep that. They need a lot of that ball possession, especially in their half. You see Covenant, everybody for Covenant coming all the way back from Matt, number 19, number 4, Taylor Hartmar, Morrison, and number 16, the forwards, Garrison Dale, coming back to do some defensive duties. There's Kimo. Like I said, Kimo is not one of those weak players. Good 1-2 here. Here's Chip getting back into the action, finding Hayes. Hayes turning and hitting the ball over the bar. Unfortunately, good 1-2 combination there between the defender, Chip Cockrell, Diego Santos, and Guillermo Hayes, the seeking record breaker almost finding himself on the score sheet for Union again. I think he has 2 more goals, or maybe 1 more to equalize and 2 more to clear it. I'm sorry, 1 more to clear. But good ball movement. Union needs to do a lot more of that. Referee not seen any infringement there. Now he sees an infringement. That's Guilherme Dorigo coming in and getting a piece of the action and also a piece of the player of Covenant for Kemal Gogic. I know Kemal he's injured. He played with an injury yesterday. Just before he scored, just before he came off, he scored. But here's again a long ball into the box, and Heiner coming out to claim the ball, and you hear his supporters in the stands there. One of them I know, both of them I know actually. One is Shiva, she's from Iran, and Diego Santos' girlfriend Maria. Here's Brian on the near side. Good ball into the box, trying to find Diego, and Clayton with a shot, and not connecting with it properly. Union finally looking like they're going to be a threat to Covenant. Covenant having to do a lot of defending, and a lot of the ball play is coming through the near side here with Brian Castro, but they have been more effective on the far side with Kemal Gogic thus far. But now that he's not on, let's see what Guilherme Dorigo can bring to the squad. Here's the goal kick. Clayton underneath it. Ball goes out for Covenant. Here's Tyler. Krista and Tyler Morrison getting tangled up there, and referee seen the infringement against Krista. Oh. Here's number 16, Garrison Dale. I'm sure he's going to try to find his teammate, Matt Hudnut, on the back post there. Here's the ball sneaking past everyone. Even the outcoming goalkeeper, Heiner. A lack of communication there. Heiner came out. Usually when he comes out, he calls, and he calls really hard, and you could hear him all the way up in the stands, but I guess he didn't make any attempt there. And I believe Clayton Martin was on the end of it and flicked it out wide for a corner. So now Union has to defend a set play. And thus far they haven't been doing too well with air balls, so let's see what's happening here. And Pedro on the end of that. Ball played back into the box. Pedro again there to clear his lines. One bounce over. Brian getting his shoulder onto it. Here's Guilherme Hayes. Guilherme playing it out wide for Dorigo. Dorigo finding some space in front of him. Hayes helping him. Here's Hayes on his left foot. Not getting off the best of shots. And the line's been cleared. And here's Clayton with a giant of a touch to find Alisson. Alisson not be able to recuperate it, but here's a ball here from Pedro to Krista. Krista the chip. Chip back to Krista. Not a good pass. Finds number 4 of Covenant. Plays the ball behind in the back of Chip for number 16, Garrison Dale. And Heiner gets the ball from Chip. Back to Chip. Here's Brian on the near side. You can hear Diego Santos screaming to his players, get it out, get it out. Skipper of the team. Union trying to take the wind out of the sails of Covenant, who's been asking a lot of questions. This is a championship game here, ladies and gentlemen. Diego on the ball. Keeping the ball, keeping stride. Win Union a corner. Possibly some of the players having a little jitters here today. See Chip with an uncharacteristic misplaced pass. I'm sure coach is going to have a word with him, if not now, at halftime. Union in past games, they would have been on the score sheet already. So this is probably the longest they have gone without scoring a goal. Ball back post. Clayton Martin underneath it. Ball again. Here's Diego. Diego trying to get at the end of it. Finally ball cleared by Chris, number 8. And the infringement committed by Allison on number 4. Tyler Morrison, sorry. See a lot more supporters coming in here for the finals. I see my professor and his family. My engineering professor, he's from Germany. Yeah, supporting his student, Heine, who's also an engineering major like myself. Maybe he cooked his turkey already and has some time to spare and decides to come and watch the game. Diego brings down the ball comfortably. Finds Dorigo. Dorigo trying to find Clayton. Clayton double team there. And a good challenge there going in. Here's Chris with the clearance. Trying to find Matt. But Allison there challenging. Turns away from Matt. The play of the game for me yesterday. There's Heine to Pedro. Pedro with a long ball over the top. Find Diego behind the defense. Can he keep it in? Unfortunately, he cannot. We had Felipe Araujo scoring a hat-trick yesterday. He put on a showcase yesterday against Campbellsville. He almost ended up with a spectacular goal when he attempted a bicycle kick, but it hit off the crossbar. And I think he posted it on YouTube so people could see it. And a bunch of the games for Union has been posted on YouTube. And there's a lot of more Union action. I know the men's have or had a basketball game. The men's basketball game. I don't know if we could give them. Huh? They're down 5 points with 6 minutes to go on the clock. I know the ladies yesterday won again. A great ball. Great lofted ball into the box, and Heine coming out with a save. Here's Krista putting in a tackle, getting in on the action. Referee not seeing any infringement. Brian getting into the mix. Here's Chris working his magic. And again, Heine having to save and come up with a big play. Union not looking comfortable dealing with set plays or ball played into the box. And all credit to Covenant. They're utilizing and trying to make full use of those set plays. Here we have 2 substitutions here. Felipe Araujo, the hat-trick scorer yesterday for Alex Pratt. Getting a welcome in to the game from Chris, saying, "Hey, I'm Chris, nice to meet you," to Felipe Araujo. There was one more substitution here for Union. Alex Pratt coming on for Diego Santos. Nothing yet for Over the head of Chip. Good ball from Pedro. Seeing Chip making that overlapping run. Unable to connect it properly. Here's a throw in here in Covenant's half. Off. Oh. Referee wasn't in the best of position to see that. Came off the back of a Covenant player, but looked at it, came off Clayton's head. Covenant edging the way up into Union's half with a couple of throw-ins here, consecutive throw-ins. Here's number 17, Roy Anderson. Stealing some land. Trying to get the ball into the area. Brian meeting it. Here's number 13. Guilherme Hayes getting involved there. Welcome him, number 13, as well. So far, the referee, in my opinion, he's one of the best referees that I've had the opportunity to be on the park with. And he is the type of referee you could talk to, and he will talk back to you and give you his reasoning. And that's what he's doing thus far. But here we have number 16, Garrison Dale, with a set play. Ball into the box, a dangerous ball again. And finding the head of Chris, number 8. Again, Union unable to capitalize. Sorry, not Union. Covenant unable to capitalize on a set play, a great ball into the box, and Union unable to deal with it. Heiner coming on, almost being caught off and indecisive, and Covenant unable to put it on target in between the uprights. Again, asking of Union's defense. Union needs to survive these next 12 minutes. Referee seen an infringement there on number 4. Number 4, who was the gentleman talking with the referee earlier. Not agreeing with some decision, but this time he gets the call. That's Tyler Morrison. He's one of the trio that I've seen thus far. Tyler, Matt, number 19, and number 16, Garrison Dale. His ball played into the box again. Pedro clearing his lines high and wide to the near side here. One bounce and it goes off for Covenant throwing. You see a substitution here coming in for Covenant with 11.5 minutes on the clock. Can't see the number yet. Looks like number 10 of Covenant, Hudson Brock, coming off and coming in. Here's Felipe trying to get past his player, unable to. Gives up possession. Here's Dorigo underneath it, coming off of an injury. Dorigo again keeping his ball. Finds Felipe. Felipe to Brian. Brian being dispossessed easily there by number 20, Hunter Harrison. I still haven't seen the next substitution. Looks like it was number 3. Okay. Brian pickpocketing Matt Hudnut, who's now giving chase. Haven't seen much of Alex Pratt since the substitution. Union has been doing a lot of defending, but now they're making some headway into Covenant's half. And there's a throw in with Allison. Hayes over the top, trying to find probably his teammate, but instead finds the hand of the goalkeeper. Shola Polk. Kick high, just over the half. Here's Clayton. Clayton to Dorigo. Dorigo back to Clayton. Clayton over touching, but gets a toe poke. And Dorigo now here has the ball. Number 21 gets past his player. Here's Guilherme Hayes on the ball. Trying to cut back. Referee not seeing any infringement here, but here's Matt on the ball. Union keeping the odds in their favor. Krista standing up to number 4, Tyler Hart Morrison. And Covenant winning another corner here. Seeing a couple ex-players of Union. Chris Waugh from Scotland. And Brian Castro's brothers are here as well. At least one of them. And more supporters for Union. Here we have Covenant on the far side by the scoreboard, as you can see. Just under 9 minutes on the clock to go in the first half. Gives his signal. Referee says, gives the go ahead. Ball played back post. Brian underneath it. Ball falls to Matt, the danger player. He steps over it, allows the goal for a throw. We have a substitution for Union. Waiting to come on, Seth Geiler. Referee seen as a throw-in instead for Union. And we have Guilherme Reis coming off, and coming on is Seth Geiler. So now we have a different striking team here. Speed with Alex Pratt and Seth. Two good, smart players. Seth trying to get into the action with his first touch. Here's Felipe. Felipe playing out for a throw-in. Seth getting his first touch, but off the field. Not quite in action of play. 7.5 minutes on the clock. Brian again clearing the ball, forced to Alex. Alex chases it down. Turns, gets past one defender. And was tripped up by number 16. Sorry, by number 17, Roy Anderson. Championship game here with 7 minutes on the clock in the first half. Covenant versus Union University. Union topping the tables and hosting the tournament. Here's a ball from Pedro, played out wide to Alisson. Back to Pedro from Guilherme Dorigo. Here's Pedro. Likes to make those driving runs down the center. Here's Dorigo again. Seth getting his action, playing it back to Dorigo. Covenant defending really well. Following the players. Here's Pedro lining up for the shot. Here's a shot on target. And excellent connection with the ball, and trying to pick out the top left-hand corner and unable to do so. And Pedro Rodriguez with about a 35-yarder, and he has that ability and that power, and not able to pick out that upright as his target. And here we have the goal kick, not the best. Chris needed it. Chris Andrason with the clearance. Referee not seeing the push, but here's Felipe with the ball. Being dispossessed. Felipe getting a toe in. Ball played all the way back by number 12 to his goalkeeper. Some pressure here by Seth. Here the ball falls to. He takes a shot, but one bounce on. Keeper parries it away out wide. Union building up some momentum in the last 5.5 minutes here on the clock of the first half in this championship game between Covenant and Union University right here in Jackson, Tennessee. We also see the ladies soccer coach here in the stands supporting the men's with his family. Covenant here with a throw-in on the far side. Alisson clearing it high. Pedro underneath there to bail him out. Dorigo getting in, and finally Alisson clearing it, and falls to Pratt, chases it down, takes another touch, turns, and played out by Covenant. 4.5 minutes on the clock. Both teams have had the opportunities. Here Dorigo being triple team and getting back and winning the ball. Finally, Felipe going in and going down, but here's Dorigo. Sorry, not Dorigo. Brian making some way, trying to work with Alex Pratt. Alex Pratt getting past two defenders on his left foot, cross ball back, unable to find a player, puts the ball into the dangerous area, but cleared off the line by number 12, Jay Boyd. Here's Dorigo again, making some space. Onside is Clayton Martin, taking a touch, lifting his head, trying to get off a shot, but blocked there by the defense. Felipe is still on the floor. I knew he was ailing an injury, but here's number 4, one of the trio for Covenant, Tyler Morrison, getting the ball and making life difficult for the defense of Union. And finally, Felipe is being attended to. I know he was ailing with a hamstring injury, and he played yesterday because he cleared, but I guess today he wasn't able to do much. Could be because of the weather. The weather's a bit chilly today, and these gentlemen muscles has to be extremely warm. Again, Covenant has a set play, ball high into the air, no one there. Brian getting a toe poke onto it. Brian putting in the challenge and toe poking it out wide for a goal kick is number 17, Roy Hudson. Here's Felipe, number 4, Tyler. Krista to Chip. Chip slowed it down, back to Krista. Just over 4.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes on the clock to go, sorry. Here's Luca joining us. I'm sure he came on for the injured Felipe. Here's Seth on the near side, being challenged by number 17. Couple step overs, ball out of the stride. Luca tries to bail him out. Ball kept in really well, and Chip putting in a tackle onto number 16, Garrison Dale. And here's Luka Perkovic, number 25, getting some playing time for the injured Felipe, number 10. Here's Clayton winning the ball. Chris again in the mix. Lays it off to number 13, Joel. Joel to number 2, Ryan Parr out wide. Here's Dorigo putting in his shift, getting in into the work. And finally finding Brian. Here's Brian with a brilliant ball to release Alex, his speedy Alex Pratt. Alex Pratt trying to get in between the defenders. Keeps the ball, gets off his shot, and finds the back of the net for Union. And there we have it, the tiebreaker from Alex Pratt, from Brian Castro. A laser of a shot from Alex Pratt off of his left foot with 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock in the first half. And Union here now has the lead and is in the driving seat to win this championship. But Covenant is a never say die team, and we saw them yesterday equalize after 30 seconds of conceding a goal. Union now has to keep it on for this half, for the rest of this half, and going more or less comfortable. But that was a great ball by Brian Castro to find the speedy Alex Pratt. Alex Pratt outrunning his defenders, seemingly almost losing the ball, was double teamed, got it back, and on his strong foot, his left foot, gets off the shot and finds the back of the net. Here's Luca. Referee seeing an infringement on Luca. 50 seconds on the clock, sorry. Union breaking the tiebreaker with a goal from the left foot and a laser of a shot. Alex Pratt. Here's the ball being played into the box. Dorigo clearing his line. Here's Alex Pratt, the goal scorer, finding some space. Chris challenging him, but Alex Pratt is not that strong a player, being muscled out to the ball. Putting in a challenge, a late challenge. Referee seeing the challenge. And referee stopping the clock and giving the goal scorer a yellow card for that, what I would say, unnecessary tackle. But it's the heat of the game, and he's that type of a player. Once he loses the ball, he works extremely hard to win it back, and he just was overzealous there and conceding a yellow card, which is rightfully so. A tackle from behind, yellow card. Lucky it wasn't a red. But here you have Covenant trying to make some headway with 10 seconds on the clock. Bodies flying everywhere. Union trying to survive the last couple of seconds on the clock. Covenant here, number 17, on the near side. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The first half, an exhilarating first half. Both teams coming out of the starting blocks equal, in my opinion. Covenant somewhat having the upper hand of the game, but the scoreline says different. Union is leading 1-0 over Covenant off of a goal from Alex Pratt. And I will return with you for the second half of play in about 15 minutes. And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of this championship game between Union University and Covenant College. Union in the driving seat here with 1 goal on the score sheet from Alex Pratt. Here we see Union with a set play. Having a set play in the far side here from an infringement. No card being distributed there. Ball into the box from Alisson. Skips past 2 players. And Clayton Martin being called for the infringement, going up a little too hard for the challenge. And the referee there on top of his game. And seeing the infringement. Covenant here now has to get back this goal as early as possible in this half. Here's Chris on the ball, being challenged by Dorigo. Referee seeing the infringement. Bit of fair play there between Dorigo and Chris from Covenant, number 8, who's been having a solid game in spite of the result, been playing really well. Covenant has had their opportunities but haven't been able to capitalize on them. Heiner's been big in the goal. Here's the ball again, played over the top, behind Christian Andreassen's back. Heiner coming off with a save and celebrating from his palm save, taking it off of the feet of the Covenant player. Here's Chris being out-muscled by Guilherme Reis. And the referee seeing it a little too much of muscle and calling it infringement. Heiner there pulling off the save. Covenant trying to get back into this game in the first couple of minutes of the second half. Here's another set play, ball into the box. Heiner again coming up and scooping it and settling on the ball. Like a little turtle. Heiner distributing the ball. Missing the connection there was Jay Boyd, who's been having a good game, but nothing came out of it. Covenant here with some possession, trying to get back that equalizer. Here's number 10 on the near side, Hudson, cutting inside, cutting across the park. Finds the feet of Guilherme Reis, who finds Diego. Diego lays it off to Luca. Luca spins away from the trouble, lifts his head, finds Clayton. Clayton making that driving run down the middle, spreads it out wide to Dorigo. Dorigo takes a shot, sees Brian, but passes all the way back to Pedro. Pedro takes it away from him and uncharacteristically, with good intentions of course, trying to play it out wide to Guilherme Reis, or plays it off for a throw-in and giving up possession. Union needs to keep possession a lot more in this second half of the game and to have an opportunity to go up at least two more goals, or at least 1 more goal, add to their total. Ball being played, cleared by Chip. Here's Guilherme Reis giving chase. Number 20 for Covenant, Hunter Harrison, clearing his lines from the challenge of Guilherme Reis. He has yet to find himself on the score sheet. Wasn't able to in the first half, had an opportunity, wasn't able to. So far, Union in the driving seat. Let me help out my cameraman here with a pair of gloves. Give him the wrong side. Here you go. Your other right hand. Your other left hand. My hands are well feeling cold too. It's probably what, 40 degrees? Let me see how good I am. My weather guru skills says 40. And I'm wrong. 54. 54 degrees here in Jackson, Tennessee on this evening here. The time is 6:15, and with just under 40 minutes on the clock of the second half, ball played all the way back and cleared by the goalkeeper, the starting goalkeeper, Polk. And here's Clayton Martin finding Diego. Diego's skipping past, letting the ball run, and getting off a good shot there near post. But equal to the challenge was Polk parrying it out wide for a corner. Thought Diego could have made a little more, take a touch of the ball to get closer into the 18-yard box. But instead opted to fake his shots a couple times and still getting off a pretty decent shot. Excellent shot on target there. Union trying to keep the momentum here, trying to stay in the game, trying to keep this goal and possibly go up some more. Here's a set play from the corner on the far side. It looks like Allison Mole is on it. It's going to be an in-swinger. Met by the head, over the head of Guillermo Hayes. Shot by Alex Pratt and deflected again for a corner. Off of his right foot this time. It's good to see him using his both feet. He's naturally a left footer. And now he's going to have his opportunity to take the set play. And it's going to be an outswinger. Actually, an in-swinger again, sorry. With Alexis Pratt left foot. Back post ball, almost sneaking into the back post there. Here's Alisson with a shot. And finds a space and goes straight through for a goal kick for Covenant. But a nice curling ball left onto the back post, cleared off the line of the Covenant defender. And a shot on target by Alisson, who as well has recovered from an injury. Diego going up for the header. Here's Alex Pratt. Here's Chip. Here, Chip winning the challenge. Here's Luca going in hard. Ball comes straight to Crystal, and Crystal fires it and keeps it under control. Ball back to Crystal from Luca. Crystal takes one step forward, finds Pedro. Pedro bubbles the ball a bit, plays it here to the far side for Allison. Here's number 10 giving chase. That's Hudson Brook. Here's Allison making some way through the center, being pickpocketed. And coming back to help him out was his fellow countryman, Guillermo Hayes. Here's Alex Pratt being out-muscled by Harrison. Referee not seen any infringement there. Here's Hunt. Hunt on the ball. Clayton Martin recovering well, putting in a challenge. And referee seeing the infringement on Chris of Covenant, sorry. Great work there by Clayton Martin. Brian Castro just giving some instructions to Alex, telling him to keep the ball moving and keep the ball moving by looking for the early pass. And here's Pedro over the ball, who plays it short to Andreasen. These two have been a good duo throughout season. There's Alex Pratt taking control, cutting across, finding some space here, keeping it simple, finds Guillermo Hayes. Hayes plays all the way back to Brian. Brian plays it out wide to Chip. Chip crosses the ball into the 18-yard box to find Diego, unable to get to it. Diego probably thought he ran out of space before time. But Union here in the driving seat, creating a lot more opportunities thus far over Covenant. Here's Clayton again, a key player, freshman, coming in strong, himself as well as Seth, making themselves known and their name known. Here's number 4, Tyler, trying to release number 10, Brock. Here's Brian, keeping possession, losing it a bit and regain it. Ball to a poke back from Alisson to Pratt. Pratt clears his line, finds Diego. Diego brings it under control, uses his strength. Here's Brian. And Chris from Covenant, number 8, the dominant figure, coming in and clearing the ball for a throw-in. This is Alex Pratt here on the near side, being out-muscled. Here's Alex Pratt getting a wake-up call from Brian Castro here on the near side. Ball played down the line, trying to keep it in was Guillermo Hayes, unable to do so. Union now has to defend. Union intensity raising here, seeing and smelling the victory close. Here's Clayton clearing the ball there with his head for a throw-in. We have some more special invited guests. We have Whitney Kramer from the Lady Bulldogs team, the captain of the Lady Bulldogs, joining us here in the press box, getting the VIP pass. And here we have number 16 here for Covenant, over the ball from an infringement seen by the referee on Diego Santos. Here's Garrison Dale over the ball, trying to play the ball into the box. And hopefully one of the Covenant players is going to end up on the end of it to put this game 1-1. I know some of the supporters want to see some more football, but I don't think the players want that. They want to end it as early as possible. Ball into the box again, met by the head of Chip, it looks like. Here's Brian coming out with it. Here's Hudnut, my player of the game from yesterday, getting into the action here and receiving a card for that late tackle on Brian Castro. Referee quick to call the foul and quick to give his card. Rightly so, because he also gave a similar one to Alex Pratt in the first half for that same thing. And a bit of frustration there from Hudnut. There's Covenant raising their intensity, as you can see. Ball drilled across the face of the goal. Flicked on here. And referee not seen anything there. Ball is still being played and finally played out. Number 6 going in hard there. David Taff on Alison Moore, who's still on the ground. Goes across to show his concern and say sorry about it. Good sportsman conduct there. Sportsmanlike conduct. Alison still on the floor here, trying to collect himself. Referee not seeing any infringement there. Both players going for the ball. David Taff sliding in and Alison clearing the ball and probably finding the studs or the feet after the clearance. But the referee not seeing any infringement there. He said it was all ball. Good tackle. Which in my opinion, I think it was a good tackle as well. And here you see Alison Moore getting up and walking it off. And back in the action. I think there was a substitution during that little break there. Matt Hudnut coming off, and I think coming on was number 18, Ian Meredith. Meredith, sorry. And now back to the action here after Union giving back the ball to Covenant for that foul there. Here's Brian. Brian as well, limping here. He's also signaling for a substitution. His ankle is probably hurting him. He's trying to run it off and getting undressed there quickly. As you can see in the far on Union bench is Jamie getting ready to join in. And here's Brian limping off there. Coming out on the bad end of that challenge there from Matt Hudnut. And Jamie Foxx joining back the game. Allison playing out wide here to Pratt. Pratt trying to cut back across. Unable to keep it in there was number 10, Hudson Brook. We see another substitution here for Union. There's Luca coming off, and coming on is Guillermo Dorigo. Ball thrown into space for Diego. Here's Diego again. Ball bubbling, falling for him, and getting off a shot, but being blocked there. And here's the substitute. Sorry, not the substitute. Here's number 6 coming over the ball. As David. Ball toe poke here. Here's Jamie. Jamie coming in, getting his touch into the second half. Finding Krista. Krista to Pedro. Pedro to Allison. Allison to Guillermo. Hayes. Hayes turning. Being pickpocketed. Trying to do too much. All ball. Good challenge here by Chris from Covenant. And number 10 trying to play the ball down the line for his teammate Hudson Brook. His teammate, I guess, his substitute, number 18, Ian. And Union has a throw in. The referee said it didn't come off of the tips, the toes of Allison. See a bit of flag action there. The player getting a little too aggressive there. Here's Clayton with the ball, laying it off for Chip. Chip cutting it back, keeping possession really well here, being dispossessed, good challenge. Here's number 6, Ian, and Chip with a good recovery run to play the ball back to Heiner off of the feet of number 16, Garrison Dale. And here's Heiner with the ball, playing it wide to Allison. Allison to Pedro. Pedro to Allison, both from Brazil. Both play with each other in Brazil, actually. 3 of these guys played together on the same team while they were in Brazil. That's Allison, Pedro, and Heiner. They know each other really well. Here's Dorigo now on the ball from Diego. Played it a little wide. Being double teamed. Losing out the ball there. Union players unable, not showing, not giving him much support. Here's the ball. Here's Dorigo on the ball again, cutting it back, being double teamed again. Sticking with the challenge. Referee seeing a foul, not probably, on Dorigo is you can't tackle while you're on the floor. So he's seen the foul there. Here's the ball played high, straight to the head of Clayton, who we know has exceptional timing on the ball. Here's Jamie putting in the challenge on Ian. Here's Guillermo putting in his work defensively. Krista being out-muscled here. Here's a shot on target, but high and wide. One of the few signs that we've seen for the second half from Covenant. We've seen the flag for the center is being repaired there. See some Union soccer basketball players as well coming out and giving their support. Former players of Union. Here's Alex on the ball, bringing it down, controlling. Good ball here by Clayton. Chris stepping on the ball and not getting up fast enough. Union now giving away the ball too easy, but good challenge here from Tripp. Union still keeping possession in the half of Covenant. Not much support from Union. You could see players here being double teamed and there's no outlet. Here's Guilherme Dorigo trying to get smart, trying to get cheeky, but the Covenant players not allowing it. Clearing the ball. Here's Diego. Diego going into a little hard and realizing what he did, and the referee seeing the infringement and calling it on him. And here's number 20, Hunter, playing the ball long, and Jamie Foxx underneath it. Here's Pedro, playing the ball back into the space. Finds Guilherme Hayes. Hayes with a back flick, a heel flick. Here's Alex Pratt. Getting past number 10 there. And finally, see a bit of aggression exhibited there from Alex Pratt, getting up and getting in the face of number 20, but quickly calming himself and moving away. The referee sprinted across and getting into the action. Alison Mold talking to the referee. Here's Pedro and Alison. Okay, Pedro over the ball. Ball played near post. Nobody running there. Diego a little too late, but good ball into the area and quickly snatched up was Polk, and he plays it and distributes it out wide. Here's Dorigo underneath it. Alison. Here's number 4, Tyler, getting past, but an excellent sliding tackle there from Dorigo. And 2 substitutions here for Covenant. Number 18 and number 16 coming off, and coming on is number 13 and number 9. So number 9 is Noah, number 13 is Joel, number 16 was Garrison Dale, and number 18 was Ian. Here's a throw in here with number 2 on the near side. Ball flicked for the substitute, number 13. He crosses it, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Every one of Union players has raised their intensity. They realize that they have the lead, they need to keep it, and if they can add some more to it. Here's Brian Castro coming back into the action, probably getting some treatment, receiving instructions from his coach, sending Alex Pratt up, and Brian slotting into the midfield there. Here's Clayton underneath it. Ball cleared and played all the way back to Heiner, who's going to take his time, take a touch, and picks it up from the challenge of number 9, who is Noah Wersima. Clayton being pushed there. Here's Alex Pratt giving chase. Number 13, the substitute. That's Joel, sorry. Alex getting in a toe. Here's Pratt again. But good defending. Smart defending. Pickpocketing. Being challenged here on number 2 was Ryan from Covenant. Going in strong was Guillermo Hayes. Referees finding it again too much of muscle. But it's good to see Union putting in that fight and killing the play as much as possible. Here's Pedro on the ball, finding his head and clearing it. Here's number 2, crossing the ball. Pedro again meeting it, clearing it high and dropping it. Center line, Alex Pratt underneath, giving chase. Union not coming out, not giving up too much position. Here's another long ball. Covenant resorting to the long ball and is working out thus far for them. Ball cross on top of the box. Here's a shot on target, and Heiner behind the ball and keeping Union in the game with 4 saves in the first half, 4 or 3 saves in the first half. And here again we see him being sturdy in the goal. Playing the ball for Clayton. Clayton to Chip finding Pratt letting it run. Number 20 dealing with the ball. His hair getting in his way. That was Hunter. Ball again playing long. Here's number 13 Joel. Joel finding number 6. Being challenged here by Clayton. Back to Joel. Number 13 for Covenant. Brian giving chase. Here's Chip's holding up. Now he decides to step out and give a challenge. Ball played low on cross on top of the box. Here's number 6. Pulling it away from the tackle. Again, Brian going in and winning the ball. Being fouled. David Taffy. Here's a quick play here from Pedro. Ball distributed to Guillermo Hayes. Hayes cutting it across. And getting off a shot. And pulling it across the face of the goal and off target. With just under 19 minutes of the clock for the second half. Union here in the driving seat, leading the game 1-0 over Covenant in this championship matchup here. Covenant trying to get back into the game. Thus far, they have created some opportunities, but Union up to the task and have been clearing the lines really well and challenging everything except for this one here. Number 9, the substitute, finding the feet of Chris. That was number 9, Noah. Here's number 13. Bit of misunderstanding as to where his play was running. Joel misplaying the ball for number 4, Tyler Morrison, who's still on the park. We haven't seen referee asking for the clock to be stopped. Talking to Alison Moore for trying to waste time, possibly. Allison jogging across to get the ball. Supporters here on the feet waiting for that final whistle. They have at least 17 plus minutes to go. Here's Alex Pratt on the ball, chest trapping it, taking it down into the corner flag, getting past one, trying to keep possession. Doesn't do so. Defender doing well. Referee seeing an infringement. And Hunter here with the clearance. Allison Mole underneath it. Clayton putting in a challenge. Referee not seeing anything. Here's Brian giving chase. Is number 9, the substitute, Noah. No infringement there. Referee allowing that double challenge to happen. Game getting a bit out of the hand, but nonetheless, Union still keeping their calm. Ball played here wide from Dorigo to Alex. Alex keeping it, being challenged. Here's Chip. Chip having the ball to Jamie Fox. Fox keeping it short to Clayton. Clayton faking a step. Going all the way back to Chip. Chip playing it short for Alex. Alex keeping control. Here's Dorigo on the ball. Fakes a pass. Here's Guillermo Hayes being dispossessed. Ball played all the way back to Pedro. Pedro played it short to Alisson. Alisson faking his pass. Here's Brian. Brian trying to turn. Faces his player. Keeps it. Steps over. Settles it back to Union. Union keeping ball possession. Good work there from Brian and Alisson. Ball played into space. And coming out there to claim his land is the Covenant goalkeeper, Polk. Union there showing some good ball possession and keeping the ball alive there was number 13, Joel. But Brian there up to the challenge and Pedro clearing his line. Union is extremely dangerous once they decide to actually play as a team. And there we see a perfect example of them exhibiting their talent, not giving up possession easily and not giving up the ball that easy, keeping it cool and calm and working the ball really well. And unfortunately, the final pass was just out of the stride of Guillermo Hayes. But once Union keep this ball on the floor, sorry, it's almost Barcelona football, if you want to call it, for those soccer fans out there. Alisson there recovering from his injury pretty quick. Brian trying to keep it in, unable to do so. A throw in here on the near side. There's number 2 with the ball, Ryan Parr. He's been having a solid game. Covenant doing really well in this championship. Did well yesterday to get to here and doing extremely well in this game. Unfortunately, they are down 1 goal. Union fans keeping their eyes on the clock. The men's basketball game just finished because I'm seeing a couple of the players here. Here's number 18, the substitute, coming on, receiving the pass. Looks like Matt Hudnut is not coming back into the action. Here's Krista, the big Norwegian, trying to screen the ball out, but being out-muscled. And Clayton, or Jamie Foxx actually, coming in and helping out the big guy there and clearing the lines. Krista trying to screen the ball out, but he was double teamed and they kept the ball in. Here's the ball played into the box, met by the head, far post, flicked back, far post, cleared by Alisson. Here's Guillermo Hayes now, playing the ball forward into his stride, double teaming him. Here's Alex Pratt. Pratt putting in the challenge. Here's Dorigo. Dorigo with a chip to himself and being pushed off the ball from the Covenant player was Roy Anderson. Just under 14 minutes on the clock here in the second half of this championship game. Referee asking for the players to please hustle. Ball played into the box high from Pedro. Finds the head of Clayton. Clayton flicks it to Guillermo Hayes. Hayes tries to get off a shot. Was pulled on his Clayton. Clayton lays it off for Brian. Brian steps over it. Tried to play it to himself, but was outsmarted there by some good defending by Joel, number 13, who did not commit to the challenge. But Hayes there trying to do a little too much. Instead of just pulling the trigger, trying to get that extra space there. Good defending. Here's number 4 with a bicycle clearance there. That's Tyler Morrison. Pedro coming across, clearing the ball down the line. And the ball going out. Here's Joel with the ball cutting across the center of the park. Trying to find his teammate. Clayton sticking in his toe. Getting the better of the ball. Ball played over the top. Over Chip Crockrell. Krista going in for the challenge. Putting in a tackle and conceding a throw in there. Big guy there, Krista Andreasen, giving his wing back Chip Cockerell some good cover. and doing his job in the back there, keeping the ball away from the goal. Ball here on the feet of the Covenant player, unable to connect with it, and finally cleared off the line by Jamie. Here the ball played back into the box. Heiner's coming. He decides to stay. Clayton there, up with his head, clearing the ball, and finally cleared high and wide by Chip. And Guilherme Hayes being challenged here by number 20, Hunter. Going strong and hard. Ball played chipped out wide here to Brian. Brian to Alex. Alex getting into the box. And he has the referees on top of his game. He has a final play. Final touch on the ball, sorry. And Covenant here with just over 11 minutes on the clock. Trying to get back into this game. Here's Polk with the goal kick. Clayton mistiming his jump this time. One of the few times he's mistimed his jump. He's one of the best headers I've seen here at Union. And his timing is incredible. Here's Polk. Sorry, not Polk. That was Harrison. Chip sliding in there unnecessarily. Everybody's swinging. And finally, Krista connecting. And the ball played. Trying to play into stride there for Guilherme Hayes, who's giving chase. And here's Dorigo, almost winning that possession there. Here's Clayton coming in hard. Krista settling the ball. Chip clearing it. Brian being out-muscled. Here's Dorigo on the ball. Dorigo keeping the ball here. Buying Union some time with some possession. Ball chipped over the top for Brian. Brian flicking it off the head, trying to find Alex Pratt in his stride, unable to do so, and plays it off for a Covenant throw-in. Allison again. This time he signals for a substitution, and Cody Sticks coming on here for Allison. Here the supporters of Union here clapping for Allison coming off and for Cody coming on. Cody coming into the action, getting some playing time here. Referee waiting for Allison to walk off. Time has stopped. As you can see, 11 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock to go till the end of this game and the end of the championship. Finally, time is regained, back into play. Cody trying to get into the action as early as possible. There's Pedro. Pedro getting in for a challenge. Alex hustling there. Here's Ryan Parr faking his cross, but not getting past the second challenge from Hayes. Hayes winning the ball. Clayton Martin stretching, unable to hit Cody with his first touch. Finds Pratt. Pratt settles it. Here's Brian. Brian making some headway there. And playing off with a supporter there. Her name is Cherish from Malaysia. And she finally kicks the ball back into play. Here's Cody with his long throw, finding the head of a Covenant player. Here's Jamie. Jamie to Clayton. Clayton just clearing the ball, trying to get the ball into the box. But here we have Covenant with some headwind. And Jamie Foxx sprinting back and clearing his line. And Covenant settling the ball here with Chris. Chris out wide to Ryan. Ryan, number 2 for Covenant. Playing the ball across the box, finding the thigh of Jamie. Here's Clayton. Clayton toe poking it for Brian. Brian unable to get there. Telling the spectator and also the player Taylor Mayo to leave the ball to buy some time. And Taylor now walks away. Here's a ball down the center for Alex. Alex utilizes his speed, trying to get past one. Doesn't do so. Try to cut back. Referee seen an infringement. And Alex winning a free kick in a dangerous area for Union. In a sense, as Union has a possibility to score. Covenant here having to defend this set play. Ball played into the box. Met by the head of Hunter. Alex Pratt heads it again. Finally clearing it. But not further than Jamie Foxx was number 16, Garrison Dale, who also has been having an exceptional game. There's Jamie with a 1-2 combination with Dorigo. Alex Pratt having his legs taken away underneath from him. And the referee's assistant on the nest on the far side there seeing the infringement. And Union getting another set play with 7 minutes on the clock. Ball played here. Here's Pedro with a turn and a shot, and it was deflected. And ball finally cleared his chip, meeting it with his head. Finds the chest of Chris from Covenant. Covenant plays it into space. Here's Jamie recovering. Number 4, Tyler played it out wide to number 21. But Krista Andreasen coming in across strong and hard, making himself big and broad. Injecting some bit of fear into number 21. Madison Holt. Clock stop with 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Couple substitutions here being made. Alex Pratt coming off, and coming on is Seth. Coming off is for Covenant. There's a throw in here. Brian on the end of it. Still challenging. Brian finally clearing his line, finding Hayes. Hayes trying to lay it off for Brian. Brian giving chase. Hunter clearing it high. Krista underneath it. Here's Dorigo with the ball. Dorigo finding Seth. Seth calming the ball, calming it. Being pickpocketed there. Not good decision there. Should have played it wide out here to Cody. But Union now has to defend. Here's Guilherme Hayes. Giving chase. Ball played. Here's Krista. Brian using his strength and getting it. But here's Hunter coming out with the ball. Crossing it into the dangerous area. And Tyler unable to get his feet out of underneath himself to control the ball. And Union here regains possession with Dorigo. And ball played out wide there by number 17, Roy Anderson. Here's Dorigo on the ball. Dorigo back to Chip. Chip to Clayton. Clayton all the way back. Union trying to pull out Covenant. They're giving chase. 4 players here. Finally, Krista clears his lines. Has to have 4 guys challenging. Here's Jamie Foxx. Unable to control. Just clears it high. Again, Jamie getting in the mix. Here's Dorigo. Showing off some good skill. Playing the ball over the player. Played it all the way back to Heine. Good ball possession here. Trying to pull Covenant out. Here's Cody. Cody and Pedro. Cody to Pedro. Pedro clearing it. Here's a flicked header on here for Seth. Referee seeing Hayes off on the offside. And issuing a yellow card to Guilherme Hayes for kicking away the ball after the referee called the offside. Hayes a bit of frustration. Can't say that he was offside because he was exactly in front of the defender. But nonetheless, the referee's assistant saw the offside, Guilherme should have known better than kicking away the ball, and he has a yellow card here now. With just under 4 minutes occurred, 3 minutes and 57 seconds on the clock. Union here trying to survive these last couple of minutes. Here's a ball. Cody going up and Pedro clearing his line. Union for now just clearing the line, trying to keep Covenant away from their goal. Cody clearing it again. Here's Guilherme. He has to play smart now. He has a yellow card. Brian now challenging Joel. Ryan doesn't know what for number 2. Leaves it off for the Covenant defender. Everybody up for Covenant. Ball not played really well, and Pedro coming out and clearing the ball. I think he should have kept that ball under control and utilized some space, because he had a head start in front of everybody. Just under 3 minutes on the clock. There's Dorigo challenging. Seth coming in, double teaming. Krista challenging Tyler. Ball played near post, but here's Pedro. Pedro clearing it straight to the feet of a Covenant player. Finally, Jamie's challenging, and Brian helping him out and clearing the ball to the half line. Here's Seth. Brian coming out, giving chase. Ball finding the chest of number 6. Ball chipped over the top, and Heiner coming out. And number 4 there with the chance of a lifetime there to equalize this game with 2 minutes on the clock, and hits the ball wide. Union playing with fire right now. Krista Andreasen trying to play the offside trap, but referee assistant not seeing it. And Krista getting caught out of position, and Heiner coming out, making himself big and broad, putting up the save. And unfortunately, number 4 couldn't connect with it properly to get it on target. Union now here just clearing the lines. Happy with just clearing the line. Here's Seth trying to keep some possession here in Covenant's half. Here's Dorigo. Dorigo being slowed down, being challenged by 2 players. Being pickpocketed. Selfishly doesn't want to pass the ball off. But coming in here hard is Jamie. Jamie trying to find and release Seth. Here's Brian. Brian keeping possession, taking it to the half line. Referee not seeing the push on Chris. Everybody in the stands here is mad with the referee. Not seeing the push there on Brian. But nonetheless, Union has a throw-in. Here's number 3, putting in a good challenger. That's Connor Castillo. Again, some good challenges here. Ball played over the top. Finds number. Here's Chip going in with a slide tackle. Union playing with fire here. Ball slips all the way through. Pedro on top of it. Here's Tyler. Tyler coming over the ball. Union having to clear his line. Here it is. Chip getting the end of it. Here's Brian now. Brian finding Dorigo. Dorigo finding Hayes on stride there. And finally clearing his line is Ryan for Covenant on Hayes. With 6 seconds on the clock, referee asks for the time to be stopped. And Union has 3 seconds still. Their victory here in this championship game. Everybody in the crowd is still sitting, some are standing, surprisingly enough. Maybe they don't understand the severity of this game, the seriousness of this game, sorry. Ball played high into the box. And Union here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Union coming out with a win, 1-0 over Covenant. Having the victory. Here you can see Union celebrating. Everybody taking off their jerseys, which I don't think they should be doing, but it's celebration time here. Covenant falling to the defeat of Union. Cameraman Tom giving me back my gloves. and all the specially invited guests are now leaving to go downstairs to celebrate with the team. Union shaking the hands of Covenant. They have been an exceptional opponent for Union here. They came out here plugging and plowing for the equalizer after this first goal that came up in a minute and a half. And you see them exchanging congratulations here. Covenant players, good sportsmanlike conduct. No reason to hang their head. Gave great challenge to Union. Union here waiting for them to do their characteristic celebration. Covenant has no reason to hang their head. They played a great game. Unfortunately, they were not able to come out on top. As you can hear in the background,
congratulations to both Union and Covenant College for 2 outstanding seasons and a great game tonight.
There you have it there, ladies and gentlemen. Union celebrating and Covenant applauding their supporters. Union receiving the championship, the trophy, and having an exceptional season. They are now heading to nationals, and their record is now 10-3-9. Here you see everybody posing for the picture. Crystal sprinting in to get into the action. Union here, regional championship of the NCCA, unable to get into action of the NCAA, but they have their two-year probation. And you could hear them celebrating from the famous song, Who Lets the Dogs Out? And I know Union wanted this victory over Covenant, seeing that they lost to Union 1-0 last year in the regular season at Covenant. And finally, we can say our dues to you, the supporters of Union out there, all the fans, all the family, all the parents whose sons are out here watching online, hearing my voice. Thanks to cameraman Tom for being here and being diligent in his work. Thanks to Philip Tan, who has given me and allowed me to be part of this exceptional game and season for Union. Let me join him here in the commentary. Thank you to my boss man, Steve, for allowing me to be here as well. And from Jackson, Tennessee, this is William Murray, your host with the most, signing off for the last time because I don't think there are going to be any more home games. The Union are heading to Florida for the championship, for national of this tournament. They're going to be representing this region in the nationals. And it was a pleasure being your commentator, your host with the most. I had lots of fun. Hope you enjoyed myself and Philip Tan's commentating. And I hope to see you next season. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, here from the Union University.